Hello Internet, Shiny Mike here, and welcome to the stream for the Wednesday night D&D. I'm joined today by some good friends who I will be letting into the voice around about now.
Hello.
He freed us!
If you guys want to introduce yourselves, obviously I'm Shiny Mike, so the host of the stream, the GM. You guys want to go ahead?
Right. Who's going to speak first?
Hi, I'm Tim. First? I'm an alcoholic. No, I'm not. I'm going to be playing throughout this campaign, question mark?
Yeah, well, hopefully it's going to be more than one session, hopefully.
Okay, throughout these sessions, I'll be playing a hooded drow monk named Alistair, who has chosen the life of seclusion away from most of humanity, except for those he raises in his orphanage.
Excellent. Okay, who wants to go next?
I'm Squeak. I'm playing the half-orc bard Enfys Firebrand. I'm spent most of my life travelling with Preston's travelling troupe of Wonder and Mystery with my mum and my half-sister. That's about it. So, yeah.
Thank you very much. Who wants to go next? Dan or Mel?
Hi, I'm Mel, and I will, for the duration, be playing Evelyn Nikul, half-sister of Enfys. I am a half-elf paladin, and I serve the Morrigan.
I also cannot help but notice you also almost made the pronunciation error that I did.
Because everyone else has been making it, so it's in my brain, and I swear to God I will hit you.
Matt Combe-Hale.
And I'm Dan, and I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yes, Dan is a new player to the D&D universe, to role-playing in general, from what I'm understanding. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. So you're going to be the one who... You're going to be the one, though, that's going to be useful to have around, just because you can tell everyone, you know, when we're doing something that doesn't make sense, because you can turn around and go, I don't understand. At which point we'll happily explain it. Because if you don't understand it...
secret doors.
Yeah, thing is, if you don't understand it, Dan, chances are someone else doesn't. So that's fine. Ask away.
So Dan, what character have you got for us today?
I am a good question. I
didn't know that was a playable race. I didn't know that was a playable race.
It's in
I just
Volos.
unlocked it this morning. No,
I thought it was in Xanathars.
No, I am in fact the barbarian known as Urkan Iron Killer. Or as you can't pronounce that, just call me Jeff.
Bob.
Wonderful. So, to get started, I have got a little bit of a script here that I put together, and I've just realised I'm a genius who didn't actually bring it up on screen ahead of time. So, just goes to show how prepared I am for this. Where did I put
Shiny
it?
Mike, the greatest DM to ever exist.
Debatable. And I would be not under that section. Yeah, I'm a genius who's proceeded to forget to actually load up the... Hang on, it's on my phone.
Technology. For when... Technology for when one small screen doesn't work, you look at another small screen. And if that small screen is not entertaining you...
Yes. Okay, then. So, yes, quick overview for anyone who's watching this and doesn't understand what actual roleplay is as well. That's something that I did actually put into the things to do here. So, first of all, I'll be acting as Game Master today. This means that I'm in control of the world. Literally, if the players are fighting anything, they are fighting me the most. So that will be referred to most likely throughout the game as GM or DM, which also stands for Dungeon Master. So I will be the one that controlling the puzzles, the challenges, any other plot-relevant things, and of course I know exactly what is where and who is what. The
Yeah.
players will be will have their own little character sheets. Does anyone mind if I use one of their character sheets to put up as an example?
Go for
Sure,
it.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm just in the middle of sorting mine because bits. I
Yep, no, that's
forgot to
fair
sort
enough.
my
Is that
equipment.
okay? This is a nice one actually because once it's loaded up, it actually has an image. So this is Mella's character Evelyn. So a little bit of a bio to one side, but what's really important is the character sheet. They will be using this to keep track of everything that goes on in the game. So all their skills, their stats, any personality traits that they might have would be usually located up here. Unfortunately, Mela appears to be the only one who hasn't actually put one in, so I picked the wrong character sheet to show there, alongside any equipment. And I'm seeing here, Mela, that you only have a shield, chainmail, and a holy symbol at the moment in your equipment section.
Yep, that it's being expanded because I'm taking the Explorer's pack. I just couldn't remember what was in it off the top of my head, so I'm just sorting that.
Take into account,
No, it's
Just
fine.
plonk in
Enfys
the
is
Explorer's
complete.
pack.
Sorry, two people talked at once there. What was that? Silence. That's what
Enfys
that
is
was.
all kit. I love you too.
Emphasis all kits,
I
yes.
think Alistair has all his kits.
Right, okay. No, I assume everyone else has
Well-
theirs. I think it's just Mella's that's the only one that's missing some bits on there, but that should be fine. That'll be sorted. But yeah, for the viewers, this is what the players will be using to keep a track of things. You shouldn't be seeing that on the stream very often, but that is so that you are aware of it. I'm just going to refresh this screen here. Right. I will bring the players across so that they can actually see what they're looking at. So, doodle-doo-doo. And I should probably go across
Take
that
it
same
back.
screen myself. Right.
Why am I seeing Jeff's bite?
Jeff Spire, what?
I must have
And that's
accidentally
because I
clicked
haven't
on.
moved this thing yet.
Yeah, you
Aha,
just up. Okay,
I moved it.
excellent. Yeah, double finger should be enough for you, Tim, to be able to move across the screen.
Excellent.
Yeah, Tim's currently working on a tablet due to technical issues on the computer. So, let's
Damn
begin,
you,
shall we?
Microsoft.
Shall we begin?
What did you blow up, Tim?
Or-
Nothing. Let's move on.
Yes. Okay. So, you're all gathered here today to remember Eric Wincroft, a fine man and respectable entrepreneur who sadly passed away recently. Surrounding you are friends and family who have come to grieve. Before you at the centre of the room, I will just ping that there. If it will ping, there we go. Stop pinging, I'll show it on. There we go, pinging. Before the centre of the room is a closed casket covered with wreaths and letters of respect. So, you should all have control of your individual characters at this particular time. Feel free to explore the area and interact with people. If you need to go through a door, as I mentioned in the pre-stream brief, you can just ask me to open a door for you. I have the ability to do that.
Ah, so you are mighty door person.
I am the door.
Okay.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Oh dear.
The door. Alistair is going to, having left his pack, presumably, I presume we have birth somewhere.
Yes, you've all your equipment is in your rooms, which you've been assigned for the night, as you're going to be likely to be staying over due to how long this is going to be going on for, and the fact that it's quite a distance to the town anyway from here.
I will have kept on me my quarter staff because it is basically my constant companion,
Yep.
and B a small letter that I will lay upon the casket.
Okay. So
I'm going to have to rely on you to move me here.
that's fine. I assume you move up to the casket there next to Victoria.
Next to a woman who I've probably seen at
Yes.
some point. And I'll just kind of fluff text for those who are basically are joining us. Alistair is a drow who doesn't like to let other people know what he is, so he is constantly swathed in a long, dark cloak, face wraps, and a hood.
And you've just told them everything about yourself, which means that now there's no suspense or drama about who you could possibly be.
Okay, director, calm yourself. We're in the wrong genre.
But it's a
We're in the
drama!
wrong game for that.
Yes.
No!
Yeah,
No.
basically, you will see a roughly 6-foot robe gently lay a slightly battered piece of parchment on the casket and bow his hood.
Sentient clothing now appearing in this D&D game.
For all
I think I've got
intents and
stats for that
purposes.
somewhere.
And that and this is
I've got that in the monster
Enfys-
manual.
Enfys as the mature, responsible, almost adult, well, adult in everything, but turns to sibling. So
So you went very robotic there for a second. Do you want to repeat that again?
Sorry.
Sorry.
So Enfys has basically turned to Evelyn. I didn't realize that Uncle Eric in clothing. Did you?
I love you. Evelyn walks up and just sort of lays a hand on the casket and is muttering some stuff under her breath in Elvish.
Okay.
One moment.
You should have control of the
GM's
character if you want to move
discretion.
around. Yep.
At GM's discretion, I would like to roll a perception check to see if I hear her saying that.
Yeah, sure, go for it. Well, I suppose it would be a passive perception usually, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'll leave that up to your discretion.
Well, it's just the fact that considering how you're next to her at the moment, passive perception would usually be enough to cover it if you've got a 10 or more.
And I do believe I do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bear
my
in mind,
passive
it's a
perception is 14.
Yeah, bear in mind it's a very quiet room, is this one. There's talking definitely, but it's very somber. No one's talking too loudly. They're talking to each other or to the casket, as Evelyn is doing. So it's a very quiet affair.
I'd say I glare. I say I give a small glare to Enfys, but all it looks like is a hood staring at you.
You're not helping yourself, dude.
The dark, it's just closed eyes. The holy symbol of the Moroccan sits on a pendant on a chain at just in the center of my chest, so it's pretty obvious I'm praying to my god.
Okay.
So,
Enfys, I take it you're still, sorry, Squeak, you're still sort of hanging back. You're going up to the casket.
yeah.
Okay.
No, it's an interesting human custom. Usually people either get, thrown in the ground or, sky burialed.
Yep.
To
Okay.
make a huge
Look-
casket affair of it
look-
is unusual.
Indeed.
Are you talking this in or out of character?
Out of character.
So Dan or Jeff or Rurkan, you're sort of hovering around at the back there by the looks of it. Anything you're doing?
Look, I heard there was a buffet. I'm just going to eat that if that's all right with you lot.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Barbarians, forever pragmatic.
Indeed.
To be fair,
Okay.
he seems to have mastered that already.
Alistair,
Hmm.
the lady next to you turns to you and introduces herself. Good day, I'm Victoria, Eric's niece. And sorry, just give you the notes on that one.
Oh, thank you.
So everyone should see this once it loads up.
Thank you.
Gosh, it's been slow.
I think Dan is having
Shiny.
some technical issues.
Dan is having some technical issues unless the dimly lit room is literally
pitch black.
to the point of dark vision only.
Oh, hang on. Thank you very much for telling me about that. Dan, why didn't you say anything sooner? There we go. You
I
haven't
didn't
got
want to-
sight. That's why. There we go. Is that better?
There we go, I can see.
Okay, I need to just quickly go through
I
and
can
change all of your other characters. This is why I need to be made aware of these things as soon as possible.
I didn't want to interrupt the monologue.
No, it's fine. It's
Aw.
fine. It's fine. If you
The
if you
GM
can't
is
see,
there to be interrupted.
yeah, if you can't
No,
see
I was gonna
anything,
say,
tell me about
take-
it.
Wait, I've just noticed.
Do not treat Shiny as a god. He is just a storyteller.
Look, it's a new trait I've just developed. I've got blindness, okay?
You've drunken yourself into
Oh,
blindness.
dear.
That's wonderful.
I don't want to know what's happening.
Oh dear.
It's a funeral.
No one wants to know what's happening at
Okay.
funerals. Has anyone else got the same problem? Before I go any further,
Nope.
No, I'm good.
thank God for that. Okay, I'm just quickly going through all the sheets and setting your character so you can see, Dan. Can't believe I missed yours.
Yay.
Did you guys get screwed over already?
D&D, ladies and gentlemen.
Roll
It's a
20, ladies and
smart,
gentlemen.
intelligent game.
The players
Great
probably, the
website.
viewers aren't getting as full a demonstration of this at the moment as the players probably are. But I am using the advanced lighting function of Roll20. This allows the players to have line of sight. So what you see isn't necessarily the entire world. So if you move your
Oh, boy.
character around, you will get different corners to view around.
hmm
Okay.
So, Victoria.
Okay.
So,
Yes.
Victoria is addressing
Wait.
me.
Yes, so she's turned to you and said, "Yes, I'm Victoria, the niece of Eric. I
The hood
take it
turns
you
to
are
her.
I take it you are a friend."
You could call me that. I don't think the phrase business is appropriate for what I do. He
Ah,
was one of the only humans who's listened and actually cared for what I had to say.
I see. He's always been a very respectful individual, has Uncle Eric. I'm grateful that he's managed to get such good friends.
He was a kind man.
Indeed.
Anyone-
I'm just going to quickly update something here. Now, boop. Save changes. Lovely. So, anything else? Anyone else you want to talk to? Sorry. Oh. Someone says-
I'm just grabbing a drink, so I'm AFK.
Okay, that's fine. Evelyn
And we're back.
stares off into the sunset, eyes glazed over, unaware of the world around her. Sorry.
Oh, sod off! I'm back.
That was quick.
You are a one. Yes, because I literally just had to step around the table to get to the booze cabinet.
Oh god, no.
It's a Wednesday night. It's been a long ass week at work.
Okay.
That's so.
Okay. So yes, you've met
How many
Victoria.
Alistair
Victoria.
has proved Alistair has proved how inept he is at small talk.
Yes, indeed, I can tell.
He's a hermit, ladies and gents. He hasn't really spoken to many adults lately.
Yep.
Don't worry, you
Remember,
just.
Tim? Show
remember-
don't tell.
And when in doubt, treat the other characters like children because you're more than likely older than most of them.
That is true.
That is always true with the elves.
Yep.
Apart from me.
That's
Right.
because you're a tiny little half-breed, and I love you.
Look who's talking.
Coming from the
half-breed.
tiny little half breed.
What
I
did you
will
say to
have
my
you know I
sibling?
follow. Evelyn, it's a funeral. Please do not.
I did
Have
not
a
say
repeat.
that out loud.
Yes. Oh, one thing
Evelyn,
that
Evelyn,
is
Evelyn, dear.
one thing that is clear at this standpoint is that you three, the half elf, the half orc, and the hooded cloak, are the only non-humans present in the room. Everyone else here appears to be
Well.
human.
Well, this is awkward.
Yep.
I shuffle off slowly with that bad pun.
I just make no bones about the fact that I'm avoiding people and sit between the two doors that are closest to the casket.
Okay.
I
Assuming
stick
that's a
close
chair
to
there.
my sibling, hoping just to try and
Shall I go
ensure
back to
they
the
don't do anything stupid.
Doo-ba-doo-doo. There we go. Hopefully.
After dazzling Victoria with my inept small talk.
For reference,
He was a good man, turns around and sits down.
Yep. Yeah.
I never
It-
know what. I never know what to do at funerals. Well, what you say is
Nobody
they're
knows.
there, move on, and
Oh,
then move on.
No.
Yep.
there, move on.
Okay. I'm going to start awkward small talk with Thomas as
Very well.
much as my.
Let me just
I'm
bring.
assuming.
Yep, go on.
I'm assuming he's not someone we've seen before.
No,
Self and Evelyn.
you're not familiar with him. You've not interacted with this gentleman before. In fact, let me just show you his character's information. So this is the first time that you've met Thomas. You've probably heard his name mentioned. That is about the most that you've probably got about this gentleman. He's a tall individual, and unlike the other humans in the room, he does appear to have darker skin, but at the same time a more learned appearance than some of the other individuals. Okay.
So bookish.
Yes, the bookish type. Good day. I take it that you are friends of Eric's.
Yeah. Used to house the troop part of when we came round.
Ah, yes.
Sadly, we came round and yeah.
Yes, of course. He always was a good fan of the circus, I can say that. He had some interesting hobbies and interests.
There's nothing interesting or abnormal about what we do. After all, some of the oldest stories that you probably read came through, storytellers. Sister's a better storyteller than me, but
Yes.
like listening to.
No, it's I can that of course. He's obviously struggling to hold conversation at this time, as it's clear that he is upset at a good friend passing away.
Okay. Do.
I'm sorry for your loss. I sort of lay a hand as I follow my sibling. I lay a hand on Thomas's shoulder and say, "I'm sorry for your loss.
Yes.
I'm sure the crone will have greeted him kindly and taken him on to the next life."
If he'd had his way, she probably wouldn't have even had a chance.
Oh, I know. That doesn't mean she wouldn't have done it anyway.
Of course.
She is inevitable.
Tactful.
This is tact. You've not heard Evelyn at full untact.
Oh, God.
Yep.
We don't talk about the clan rituals are the clan rituals. You can shove off, sibling.
I was honestly expecting you to go for the full-on, I'm sorry for your loss, move on.
Get
Well,
over
this is
yourself
what
style thing.
happens when you have a. This is what happens when you end up with a half elf and a half orc being raised by a full orc mother.
Oh boy.
I was raised by a half elf, by an elf, full elven mother. Thank you.
And then spent the
Yes.
past God knows how many years with my mum.
4 years with your mother.
Yes, of course. You guys have a lot of backstory together, as you've you've gone into a lot of detail prior to this game starting with this backstory. I'm rather impressed by it. I'll say this now. In fact, just for the viewers, definitely under this one here. Yes, that's what I want. Let's just bring you out so I can drag that across. And of course, it's been slow about it. Here we go. It's not one paragraph. It's not two paragraphs. It's 4 full paragraphs of detail explaining the history of the Enfys Firebrand here, and that's shared with Evelyn.
Oh, grief.
Yeah, it's a lot of detail. Of course, you guys can
I
probably
need to step up my game.
To be honest with you,
You
there's
haven't
not.
even seen the 12 pages I've got tucked away in the back of one of my notebooks.
Yeah. We're talking about 2 players here who love backstory so much that they will go out of their way to write an entire story arc for the character before we even start a game.
Well, to be fair, in my defense, the post that got everything kicked off was "Let's play D&D on hard mode, children."
Oh yes,
Yes,
hard mode,
you-
no tragic backstory involving dead parents.
Flipping-
I have no dead parent.
Mine ostracized me.
Yes.
That's because you're a sentient carpet.
I beg your pardon.
Enfys, darling.
Again, you'll know when Alistair's talking.
Okay. Dan, what's your passive perception?
I'm still here.
Yes, yeah, I know. You've been very quiet for the past few minutes. That was all. What's your passive
DM's
perception at?
changing that.
Good question.
It
It'll be on
says
your character sheet underneath your skills.
as passive perception.
Yep.
I am a 10.
You have a 10 in that. Okay. Because it's so low, can I ask for you to... it's not that low, actually. It's actually fairly good. But for what I'm asking you to spot here, could you roll me a perception check? You can... Yeah, if you go on the skills thing, you should be able to click on perception. Is it perception? Yes, perception.
Yep.
Yes. Also, bear in mind for first-time viewers, this is Shiny's, I think, first time GMing 5th Ed.
Yes, it is first time running 5th Ed. I've run multiple other games in the past, including the Legend system, Traveller system, Hero system, which people hate for some reason. I like it. I've
like
tried
it,
Savage
then
Worlds,
again-
but not actually properly run it. Fate, I'm terrible at. What else have I run in the past?
And for people who are tuning in who have no idea what any of these things are, essentially they are just
Alternative role play. Have
or
you
the
found it?
different ways of
Have you found
different
the
ways
thing to
of
click there now?
playing.
Nope, I've lost.
Okay.
Okay.
On your
you should
character
have a
sheet-
list of your skills.
I'm on it.
Yep. So on your character sheet, on the list of skills, if you go down about 2/3 of the way down, should be perception.
Above all your tools.
I see that. It just won't let me click on it.
Really? Should do.
Should. If not, click. You've got your list of skills alphabetical.
Yep.
So click your perception one. So
Ooh.
Yeah, there
Jesus.
we go. Okay.
Yep. things
You
happen.
are not rolling with advantage, so it's the one on the left that we take in all cases.
oh
Ah.
dear.
No,
dear.
unfortunately, you do not see the thing that I was asking you to spot there. That's fine. There's nothing
You do not
stopping
see
you.
the dancing naked girl.
I have a dancer on here
Sorry.
somewhere. I could probably put that. No. So yes, you don't see anything specifically jumping out at you, but that doesn't stop you from looking for other things.
As I said, that doesn't stop the thing jumping out at him.
Like I
Um,
said, I'm blind.
yes, apparently. Well, please tell me you can see at this time. Please tell me you can see.
Yeah, I can see stuff.
You're not blind, you're oblivious.
I'm both.
Yes, of course.
Enfys wanders over to the male human, and resists the urge to challenge him to an arm wrestling competition as a form of hello, because how else are you supposed to get to know people at a
A
funeral?
handshake and you talk.
Do you mind, love? I'm playing Angry Birds here.
What the hell are you doing? Throwing chickens?
How do you get the birds so small and in your hands?
Don't question it.
Magical artifact number
Evelyn!
14.
Come over here, he's got tiny chickens for hands.
Even Alistair will turn around and look at that.
Okay. I'm sorry. That
Evelyn
has
is
to.
just sort of looking at Enfys, looks at the new tall human and goes, Eve goes, just looks back at Enfys. Enfys, have you been on the ritual herbs again?
Not since the last time. I thought we decided it was a bad idea, regardless.
For you, yes, because you have the tolerance of a very, very non-tolerant gnome.
I reach over and gently pat you on your head. There. One day you will get the fine art of making analogies. Sadly, today is not that day, sister.
I run away.
As you run away in that general direction. Okay, fair enough. Are you wanting through the door there, Dan?
No, I'm just hiding.
Okay, that's fair enough. As you run away, you happen to go past two noble folk. Use noble in the loosest of terms here. And they appear to be bickering as you walk past.
I'll leave them to it. It's not important.
Do I notice the argument taking place behind us?
It's more of a quiet bicker between two people. As I say, unless you were close by or walking past, you wouldn't have noticed that it was happening.
Okay.
Can I roll to hear what they're saying?
Yes, I do believe there is actually a skill for that.
That would be perception again.
It would be perception once again. Yes.
That's perception again.
Shiny,
Yes.
is there an altar at the top of the chamber?
It's not an altar. No, it's a raised platform. Usually a speaker's platform. With what you get there, Dan, you hear a few bits here and there, enough to identify that the two people speaking are Jacqueline and Samson Somervale, which I'm just pulling up
If
their
I know my
details.
stereotypes, I know exactly who these people are.
Yes, and I'm going to try and make
Yep,
sure this time
Just
that
by
the
looking
text
at
is...
them, I can guess their stereotypes.
Yes. Let me just quickly update Jacqueline's script there, because you're obviously going to work out from her conversation that you're overhearing that Jacqueline is Samson's wife.
Oh, it's those guys.
Yeah, it's gonna be those two. I know my tropes.
I was going to say yes, but we all
The two
know.
who are bickering over what do we get in the will?
And end up being
With
put on a postage.
Can I
Yep.
just check? Do you always see vampire fangs on Samson?
If you want to do a perception check to look specifically for vampire fangs, go right ahead.
Oh no.
I'm hoping my beloved listeners will get the reference. I'm probably going to suck at this because I have the passive perception of a newt.
Better than what most people tend to have. 14. It's reasonable. What the hell have I just
How
done
do I
here?
turn off the auto advantage?
Uh,
We'll
there is-
explain later.
Your character
Yeah,
sheet should have an
explain.
option at the top
Also-
usually.
Also, you might want to make your rolls visible. Those did not show up on. Oh, now they
I
do.
No,
got
they did. They showed up.
I've got it now.
Yeah, we always take the left-hand side if you roll with auto advantage on. So in this case, you get a 14. Just for the viewers at home, I have hidden the chat on here, but it is available to view down here. That the rolls are happening. I'm just hiding it so you've got more screen space to see what's happening on the screen. If you'd rather me keep the chat open at all times, feel free to comment in the chat and let me know, and I will happily update that for you. Okay then. So, what are we missing here? Oh, unread notifications, drop frames.
Having probably noticed the fleeing human running across the room away from the halves, would I be able to roll a perception to see what's going on?
I'm guessing I
Uh,
didn't see vampire
yes.
fangs.
You saw no vampire fangs, no. Yes, you may roll a perception check to see if you can see what's going on in the corner that people are running away from.
But equally, I'm more tracking the human because, I tend to keep my eye on humans more, especially those who are consorting with each other.
Okay,
Well,
fair
not
enough.
Consorting. That's the wrong phrase, but I don't trust humans.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where's
Okay.
my perception?
We've had Dad's on another continent dipping his wick quite properly.
Did that pop up?
Hopefully not
Yes,
gelatinous this time.
that was
Okay,
performance there,
that's
Tim.
performance.
There.
Oh, I'm on a tablet.
You perform a vague act of trying to perceive. So that's a natural 20 on that performance skill. Congratulations.
Why is it rolling performance?
I have no idea. Let me just
Accept
check
the
something.
performance,
Right.
Tim.
Tim,
No,
just
I'm not going
hold,
to accept the
hold
performance.
hold fire, Tim. Hold fire. What is your persuasion? Not persuasion, perception. Right, your perception is a +4. So, would you like me to
Yes.
click this for you?
If you wouldn't mind,
Because you are
Hey,
having
thanks.
so much trouble with it on this tablet. Also,
Shut
sweetie,
up.
there you go, 23. It's better then. Yeah, sweetie, do you mind just moving your microphone away from from your mouth a little bit? I'm getting a bit of wind.
Sorry.
No, it's
okay,
fine.
so
Don't
it's
worry.
23 to look in the corner that the human just ran into.
Okay, yes. The human sort of seems to quickly run away from the half elf and the
The
half
halves.
orc, and pass by two bickering individuals.
They are clearly bickering.
They are clearly bickering
I
from your
glanced at them.
perception check. With your perception check, you can clearly see they are bickering as Rekan runs past.
Am I able to hear anything of what they're saying?
At this distance, no. They are keeping it very low.
How far away am I?
Y-
I'm
30
okay.
feet
Yeah,
away.
fair enough. I'm 30 feet away, so
Yeah, exactly.
that ain't happening.
Yeah.
What?
But you
There's
do
a
recognise the
bicker
individuals that are
at
bickering.
Funeral. Do I know what they are
Yeah.
like?
You
Wouldn't that be
only. You've never spoken to either of these people directly, so you don't know what they are like directly. No.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. All the same, arguing at a funeral is kind of disrespectful to me.
Hmm.
So I'm going to politely stand up
Okay.
and just kind of amble over. Quarter staff making a gentle tap as I walk across the ground.
Okay. I'm assuming that you'll be. It's going to
By
move
all
rapidly across
accounts,
the
it looks
screen.
like by all accounts, the sodding Reaper is walking towards them. I've realised this now.
Yes.
Is everything okay?
What? Oh. Yes, everything's fine. Everything's wonderful. Mrs. Jacqueline, turning to you at this point in time.
Before this conversation starts, can I roll perception just to see if I can hear any of this?
Yes, go ahead.
You are literally 5 feet away!
The answer
Yes! Tip.
to 7.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
What have you done with your dice there, Dan?
What dice? This is virtual!
Doesn't matter. He's cursed himself somehow.
It felt like
The
newbies.
curse of the noob.
Apparently.
I will get better.
Yes,
I'm sure you will.
of course. Oh dear. What was I saying?
I become easily distracted by the new Motorhead album that's just been
That being
released.
said, it kind of depends on how you view your difficulty scales. How
Yeah.
easy is it to hear a conversation that's 5 feet away?
Well, I generally tend to work with a minimum skill check, which admittedly, you know, you don't always need to roll if you've got a passive perception available. But if you want to pick up specifics, a perception check is always going to be important if you're trying to listen in. Otherwise, it's just spotting something's happening, detecting that there might be something worthy of detail will be a standard passive perception usually. So yes, Jacqueline obviously turns to Alice and goes, "Oh no, it's nothing. It's everything's fine." Samson, on the other hand, appears to sort of look rather upset at his wife and go, "Well, of course everything's fine as far as you're concerned, dear," and proceeds to walk through into the other room.
I
I'm
hint
just-
suspicions.
Oh
I'm
God!
just-
Everyone's crowded around her. Ah!
I'm not crowding. I'm just sort
The
of
hood
following
kind
him.
of
I'm
turns to
sort
watch
of-
him leave.
I'm sort of stood by Enfit, just looking.
Yeah.
He's disrespectful.
I'm here
Marital
to ask
spat.
about. I'm here to ask the maid a question, so I don't know about any of this.
Oh, you're asking the maid a question. Hello, sir. Can I
Oh,
help?
hello, sailor.
Yeah, where are the toilets around here?
You want to go out of the door, take a left, and then you'll see it next to the sofas. Second door, effectively, is what you're looking for.
Lovely, thank you.
Okay. I will open the door for you. Oh God, let me see. I've got to another layer. 1 second. Yeah, and hopefully that hides it. There we go. You should be able to get through now.
Ooh.
Those fools, they think I'm going for a toilet break. I'm actually here to do my own thing.
Don't worry, do,
Chaotic neutral
You saying
guys.
that out
don't
loud?
trust it.
okay. Sorry. Yeah. Do you close the door behind you?
Ah!
You okay?
What's up?
I'm fine. I just stabbed myself on a needle while sewing.
You genius.
Shut up.
Okay, are you closing the door behind you?
I already shut it.
You've already shut it. That's fine. Cool.
Meanwhile, the hood turns back to Jacqueline. And in not an
I'm
unkind voice. Sorry, carry on.
back in a sec. Sorry.
Okay, that's
No,
fine.
but back in a sec. Carry on.
In a not unkind voice, but kind of stern.
Yep.
If you pay close enough attention, it's almost as if he's addressing a child.
Okay.
This is meant to be a celebration of life. Do not spoil the day with pointless bickering.
Celebration of life. I'm pretty sure it's a mourning of a life lost, not celebration.
She can feel the eyes narrowing under his hood.
Yes.
Can I roll? Am I
Because
close enough to? Am I close enough to hear this thread of conversation?
I'd say if you're standing as far back as you are, you probably want to roll perception to listen in.
God damn it! I have 0 perception. I want
You
that.
get a 14.
Who are we
That's
deceiving?
enough.
They're
Listening into the
perceiving
conversation.
me having a quiet argument with Jacqueline.
Yes.
Basically,
Which-
I told her this is meant to be a celebration of life. Do not spoil it with petty bickering. And what was it she said to me?
More like a mourning of a life lost. There is no celebration to be had here.
Everyone's cheerful.
We celebrate.
Indeed.
I've sort of moved now to somewhat interpose myself between Jacqueline and Alistair.
Okay.
All funerals are both a celebration of the life and the love that we had for the person, and a mourning of their parting.
Yes.
They are
Of
bitter
course.
and sweet in equal measure. We will raise a glass to him later. Do not. I look at this point. I look at Alistair. Do not be harsh. Grief affects all in different ways.
Can I have a insight check
deflates a
from both
little.
of you?
Okay. Shiny, can you roll mine for me?
Oh yes, certainly.
Otherwise, I'll probably
Oh!
end
Did
up
I
rolling
remember
something
to?
else.
Oh yes, I did remember to make this one of my things, so I might actually do okay at this.
Okay, for
What did I
context,
miss?
we've just had a insight check to determine if they can see something. So the 8 was Mella's roll, the 7 was Tim's.
Hooray!
Yeah, everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Okay, this is where I'm going to say, because since I'm hovering over
Yep.
Evelyn's shoulder,
Yep.
probably quite literally.
Yep.
Do you think I could swing an argument on a insight?
Yeah, sure. I'll give you that one.
Come
Cease
on.
to roll a critical one. Oh no,
Ooh.
16. Oh, lovely. In that case, with that insight, just for the viewers at home, 16. There we go. Yeah, for that with that particular roll, which was quite impressive. Yes, you do actually detect a slight sneer at the comment from at Evelyn's comment there from Jacqueline.
I take it you weren't a huge fan of Uncle Eric.
It's not that I wasn't a fan of him, it's that he had, shall we say, certain activities that I wasn't fond of.
Are we talking activities that would get you run out of town by the local bailiff activities? Or are we talking, smitey fist of God activities?
Alistair has to resist. Actually, Alistair is unable to resist the urge to snap his head round at your initial comment.
Yep.
The being run out of town by the bailiff's question, but tries to play it off.
Yeah.
Come off it. You
Yep.
know there's a lot of things, Father, who shouldn't, there's things that people do and bailiffs don't take appreciation to them.
At this point,
No,
it should be
clearly not.
noted, I looked Jacqueline dead in the eyes, sort of. I'm in full makeup, so I have that sort of raven wings around, literally sort of enveloping the eye, coming down to about mid-cheek and out to just the edge of my hairline.
Yep.
Not that I'm ever not in full makeup.
Of course.
This is just the
When
slightly
you
less
were a goth
ritualistic
kid.
version.
When you were a goth kid, you goth hard.
Do you speak ill of the dead?
And with that, his head is snapping right back to Jacqueline.
Yes. Sorry, you were saying before the goth kid in part. You turning to her?
I literally looked at her and I said, "Do you speak ill of the dead?"
I
Flat
And-
tone.
Like I said, his head is snapping right back to stare at her again.
in this instance, I'm merely commenting on his activities, which were less than desirable as far as I'm concerned, but others. She glances briefly over at Thomas, seem to think otherwise.
Keep your anger to yourself. Let others mourn. I turn and walk away. I'm going to go talk to Thomas.
Yay!
You are quick to judge
Where's
the dead.
Thomas?
Thomas is in the middle of the room.
Up. He's here, sister.
While you're
I
going up to
look-
talk to Thomas,
Sorry.
you
I was
exploring
just
Dan.
basically going to extract myself from Jacqueline with a last kind of harangue and then turn on my heel and leave.
Yep, fair
Which
enough.
is, you are very quick to judge the dead. My true pity is for the living who have to tolerate you every day. I turn on my heel and
Ooh. Burn!
Someone
I
get
let
some
the
more of
comment
that
sink
bird.
in for a couple of seconds before
Yeah.
gently swishing around.
Yeah.
Flounce, my children! Flounce!
It's not a full-on flounce, but there's definitely a little bit of a kickback to try and smack her with the hem of my robe.
Yep.
Nothing says I cannot be petty towards humans.
I see that you are exploring there, Dan.
This is a lovely statue. I wish I had one in my house.
Do you wish you had a house?
Oh, little trick, Dan.
I live.
If you are looking to explore, there's more locations you can go than just through the doors. Stand on the top of the staircase.
Do I want to?
Yes!
And then press the button
Rule
that makes the
number
spikes come out of the floor.
Okay, Dan, rule number 1 of D&D. Be the curious git, because it means you can get places faster. We are trying to social here, so it's...
Plus, it could,
Yeah.
in all fairness, lead to plot.
When I say stand at the top of the stairs, you were by the top with the statue. If you just move one space down from where you were a few moments ago,
Mother.
Stab themselves again.
and this, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show
Meanwhile,
the.
everyone else totally oblivious.
Yes, 1 second while I just quickly attach an observer to you. Boo, boo, boo,
What is
boo.
going on?
I've just done something that's blown Dan's mind.
Taking him to another realm?
Oh
yep,
my!
pretty much. Which the
I think that's
viewers
what the
at,
kids are
for the
calling
viewers
it
at
nowadays.
home, this is where Dan's just gone.
Is this place?
This is
I
another
shall call
floor.
it Audi.
It's still not showing on the main stream, just as a note.
Oh no, it won't. It'll show after a few seconds. Remember, there's a delay.
True.
But yes, that's
Also,
what's. Oh, sorry.
What funeral home has multiple floors?
This isn't a funeral home. This is Wincroft Manor.
Where am I again?
Oops.
Drugged
Not on the
buffet.
planet
To the
Earth.
toilet, isn't he?
Sorry.
Yep.
It's
Sorry, I
he
got
what
multiple-
stumbled into the hedge maze.
He's wandered around the house. That's all. So I'm just going to move myself back across to the to where everyone else is. But if you want to explore around that area, feel free to do so there, Dan. Everyone else, I'm going to have to keep a track of where you are if I need to, so I can come find you later. In fact, just tell me if you go to another floor or you want to go through any doors. Okay?
Right.
Just so-
Every single door on this floor in succession.
right.
I
So yes, it's just so that Dan has something to do if he wants to, because there is the ability to explore this place even now, prior to any major plot being developed. But yes,
I will happily terrorize the locals before I start exploring.
fair enough.
Alistair will. Okay, there's nowhere he can actually sit on the floor without obstructing a door. Damn it.
I found myself a nice comfy bench. I'm now going to sit here and continue playing Angry Birds.
Dan, I think, is the most. For the new player, Dan is the one actively avoiding trying to find plot.
Apparently,
I'm
but
sorry, I've just got
it's
this
fine.
image that every so often you're pulling these tiny little chickens out of your pocket
Don't
and
forget the
throwing them
micro
at one
pigs.
another.
Don't forget the micro pigs.
No, not the genetically engineered micro pigs.
I pull out 2 chicken puppets and put one on my hand. Cheep, 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 said one. Cheep, 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 said the other.
Well, this is a barbarian after all.
A certain song then plays. Da, 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 da.
Yep.
Oh dear.
Okay then. So while Dan is playing with his chicken puppets, oh dear lord! Whoever did that, please don't.
That was a lot of wind blowback.
Yes, whoever's got their microphone in front of their mic, please can you move it to the left or right, whichever takes it away from your mouth.
Their microphone in front of their mic. Surely you're the only one with a microphone in front of their mic.
Oh shush! That's what I meant. You know what I meant.
Teehee.
Evelyn, though, you've proceeded to move in front of Thomas.
Beside, not in front.
Beside.
Beside.
In front, beside, whatever.
I'm a 6-foot-tall, freckled ginger battle person who's not in armor
Squeak.
but has a hand axe still on the belt.
Squeak, why?
I love you, sweetie. I really and utterly love you. But
Why?
I'm not going to
For
show
anyone
that on
expecting
stream,
this
but for
stream-
context, Squeak has
barbarian's
just
playing with
made
his
a pun
cock.
about...
Well, the barbarian is playing with his cocks.
Well, seeing as it's now been said, there's no point hiding it, is there? What did I say before the stream started about vulgarity?
I
It's
thought.
not that vulgar.
No, you said. I thought you said cursing was okay.
Yeah, and-
Yes,
Provide, yeah, there were.
but
And
I
he
would
is playing
classify...
with his cock. He's
Okay.
got 2 chicken. He's got 2 chicken puppets on his hands. He's definitely playing with his cock.
I need to mute myself and be gone for a moment. Plonk me back on that seat that I was in before, please, Shiny.
Oh, yes, certainly. There you go,
It's
back up here.
completely innocent. It's completely innocent. I don't know why you guys are taking it the wrong way.
Yes.
What part of this is shiny? What part of you thought that this wouldn't involve any vulgarity?
This is why I said ahead of time. And this is why I expected people to listen when I said ahead of time. But no. You just have to go there, don't you? Of course.
As
You
Lynn points
like-
out, though, they could technically be hens. At which point, isn't he technically having a go with some henna?
Oh
Yes.
dear.
Shall we go back to the plot?
There is no
No.
plot. There is only Zol. Right. So I'm talking to
Hail
Thomas,
Zul.
or rather, I've appeared next to Thomas in the sort of fashion of the looming, vaguely gothic, surprisingly muscular half elf.
Okay. Oh god, hang on, sorry, I'm doing stuff on the screen. I need to stop doing stuff on the screen. Sorry. Right, where were we? I got
Doing
completely
things with
distracted.
Thomas.
Thank you, Thomas. You're talking to Thomas.
We're doing things with Thomas.
Yes. Oh god, you children.
I didn't do anything.
Bullshit.
Yeah. So, yes, you turn to Thomas. Hello. I don't believe we've spoken yet.
We spoke earlier.
Did we? I can't remember. I've lost track of
think
who's
we
spoken
did.
to who yet. I thought it was Alice who
I'm
spoke to.
Evelyn.
Fair enough.
I'm Evelyn Necool.
Yes.
You are Thomas.
Thomas Sanger.
Yeah. Yes.
and-
The professor.
Yes, that's correct. Well, doctor, really, but I can see the mistake.
Uncle Eric spoke of you often. He was very fond of you.
Yes, our work together was groundbreaking, I would say, would be the best way to put it.
What sort of groundbreaking?
We had opened up several new doors to different fields of magic, which unfortunately certain members of the university were less than willing to acknowledge. Our research was self-funded, mostly through Eric's support on that one. I unfortunately do not have the advantage of a noble background to benefit me, but Eric, on the other hand, had the money and quite a sharp mind, able to come up with some fantastic solutions. So between the two of us, we worked on expanding our knowledge of the fields.
What did you cover? Any specific fields? Any specific things?
We covered a wide
Uncle-
variety. It ranged from everything from basic light magic, how to create a simple little will-o-wisp, right through to I'm afraid this may upset some people, but meddling with the affairs of the dead. We tended to avoid that one, though, more on the grounds of we didn't want to upset any clergy.
The really obvious holy symbol, Oregon. Can I just point that out? I'm not hiding it.
I know, that's why he's been very careful about how he's saying it.
I'm going to insight check him.
Okay, go for it.
I want to see. I'm suspicious of just how much this dude is hiding.
Okay.
Evelyn, please, not after last time. We are
Go on, give me an insight.
No.
11. 11. He doesn't seem to be hiding anything, though one thing that you do detect through your insight into his behaviour, his actions, is that while on the outward he's looking upset about Uncle Eric's passing, it does seem to be that his reason for his upset is less linked to Uncle Eric being dead than more specifically his the loss of a great mind in the field. There is a bit of an
and
update
his
to
funding, but
mostly the funding, I would say, is another important part. But he,
Yeah,
for
so
the-
I get that he's not entirely sincere.
he's sincere. He's just his reasons for his sincerity aren't what everyone else's might consider being the a valid reason.
Having had that mentioned, I leave Enfys to talk to. Having had the tampering with life and death thing mentioned, I wander over to the coffin.
Yep.
And
Evelyn,
I lay my
Evelyn?
hand upon
Evelyn?
it, close my
Evelyn?
eyes,
Evelyn,
and invoke
Evelyn?
and I cast. That this isn't
Evelyn?
bad, I promise. This is just me doing a paladin thing. I serve a god of death. I don't do undead.
Yep.
I know that, but this is a funeral, Evelyn.
Remember that Evelyn's
Great
culture
Cleric,
is
I loved you and all, but please stay in the ground.
I mean, you're not wrong. That is sort of what I'm just detecting. I cast Divine Sense.
Fine sense. Okay.
Presence of strong evil registers on your senses like a noxious odor, and powerful good rings like heavenly music in your ears. As an action, you can open your awareness to detect such forces. Until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet of you that is not behind total cover. You know the type. Oh shit! Wait, no. Replace that. I'm not casting Divine Sense. I'm casting Detect Good and Evil.
Yes, that's the one you're looking
I will
for.
just go into my character sheet and throw that out.
Yes.
Respect someone's going to yell at me for throwing magic.
Detect good and evil. For the duration, you know if there is an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you. Similarly, you know if an object or place within 30 feet of you has been magically consecrated or desecrated. Spell can penetrate most barriers, but is stopped by 1 foot of stone. 1 inch of common metal. A thin sheet of lead.
God damn it, Eric! Don't have a lead line coffin.
Or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
I don't think the coffin is that big.
I'm just going to say this now. I think the only one there that might cause any problem is the possibility of lead.
Can Johnny,
Yes.
can you roll me an arcane to see if I can figure out what he's doing? Or would that be a different roll?
That would be Arcana.
It would be Arcana. Yes, you are right with the roll that you're looking at there.
Also, unless you are paying very specific attention to the verbal, the motions
I'm paying attention
making,
to
it
anyone
looks
who's
like a
going near that
prayer.
coffin right now.
Oh, I think the more dramatic thing would be Enfys behind you going, Evelyn, 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 Evelyn. No, no, not after the last time. This is not what you're supposed to be doing. We are at a funeral, not at a parlor game.
There's a 16 on my arcana.
I do believe. Hang on, what level is it's a level 1 spell, isn't it?
It is a level. It's a first level spell, so
Yeah. Okay. And I'm just trying to remember the
To be honest, I'm
modifiers
more
here.
looking for the fact of they're casting evil. Not
Yeah.
I'm
casting
not
evil,
casting evil.
magic.
Yep, the casting magic.
Wait, shit! That was not the button I meant to click. Sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. It's not like it's spamming any chat anywhere.
Spammy spam.
Oh,
I
did
love
someone
you.
just? Oh, you just returned to the top floor, did you, there, Dan?
Oh no.
I feel like I heard something. I'm going to double check. Because my
Do you
phone
want-
has died.
Do you want me to open the door for you, Dan?
Please.
No.
Has Dan's cock fallen up? Has Dan got bored of playing with his cocks?
What on earth did I come back to here?
Basically,
So,
you see
yes.
the half elf with their hands on the coffin, and so what can I tell?
I
what
would
they're
say
doing
with a
into magic,
16,
or-
with a 16, based on the level of the spell that's been acted, and Evelyn, I'm guessing you're not being subtle about it.
I'm being subtle in that I'm sort of I've minimised the gestures to the standard. I am praying to my goddess, which I can still invoke because I'm using divine powers and I'm muttering this,
Okay.
and the entire spell is muttered in Elvish.
Yeah, which, to be honest
Oh
with you,
God, I can probably. Yeah, Elvish. Hi.
You are not on top of me. You cannot hear what the wording.
it
Shiny?
doesn't matter. I think with the 16 that's been rolled there, the gestures alone might be enough to detect what it is at a level 1 spell.
And with that, I'm going to stand.
Yep.
Tick, 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 beside you.
Okay, quick question. Who here is aligned to good or evil?
Oh shit! I didn't actually check an
Good.
alignment.
I'm chaotic good.
Okay, so Enfys will flag up as good. Rare Khan, I think you
I
flag
will-
up as
I'm
blank, don't you?
good.
I will flag up as chaotic neutral.
So you won't flag up at all then?
So you don't flag.
I don't care about you, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, charming.
And as far as you can tell from the coffin, you don't detect any good nor evil from the coffin itself.
Do I detect any undead?
That still comes back with a negative at this particular one.
Okay,
And
and
has it
fiends?
intoxicated.
Any fey, undead, aberrations, elementals, or celestials within 30 feet of, within a 30-foot radius of me.
Oh
I
shit!
am-
Well, I flag.
What?
No, because you're not a fiend.
You're not an aberration.
No, but I'm Fey, aren't I?
No, you're an elf.
No.
Fey
What's it?
falls
elf?
under
I
the
just when I saw Fey underneath.
Fey falls under
Brown.
pixies and other such like. Elves themselves do
Okay.
not actually fall under that category for some reason.
If you were
Fey,
playing
despite the fact they have Fey ancestry.
Yes, but if you were playing the actual Fey variety of elf, the Eladrin, then I'd argue that yes, you probably pop up as Screaming Fey. But
Yeah.
you're not an Eladrin, so you're fine.
Yeah,
Indeed.
I'm fine.
So
I
I'm
will,
getting
however,
nothing
have-
off any of that spell.
Okay, you're getting nothing off
I'm
of that.
ne-
Other
I'm-
than
Can you plot me
Other
next
than-
to McCool over there, please?
McCool, yeah. Oh, right next to, sorry, yes.
Nikul.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nikul, very specifically Nikul in this context.
McCool. And I'm going to mutter in. I'm going to deliberately speak in a low register so that no one else can hear me but you.
Yep.
In
I tried to hear
Elvish-
this.
In Elvish.
I don't try to roll
You
for this.
know, you know, magic at a funeral over the casket to the wrong people who are paying attention could be a very bad idea.
I serve fate and need and death.
Perception checks from people stood
with a
around the casket,
violation.
please.
So this is entirely This is very quiet to
Yeah.
him.
Do you
literally in
address the
same
fact that
sort
I'm
of tone.
addressing you in Elvish?
Yeah, I addressed
Yep.
it in Elvish. I sort of click that I had I don't bother addressing it. Like Elvish, it's not uncommon for non-elves to speak Elvish. I don't
Yep.
care.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Um,
I'm not asking people to do perception checks because you're speaking Elvish. I'm wanting you to just give me a perception check. Thank you very much, Dan and Squeak, by the way.
Shiny?
Oh, yes, sorry. I keep
Is it-
forgetting that I need to do it for you.
Does he ping undead suddenly? Do I suddenly detect
Actually,
evil?
I'm going
No,
to
you
try
do not
something.
detect evil.
I'm not evil, I'm chaotic neutral.
Yep.
Holy
Um,
shit!
Yeah, you rolled a 20. Well, rolled enough to get a 20 because you've got a decent perception, if I remember correctly.
I rolled, in inverted commas, a 20.
Yes. No, you rolled 16 and got a 20. You've got a perception of 4.
Like I said,
Why
inverted
do I have
commas.
the Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why.
right.
Background.
Mella,
Who are we still waiting
thank
on?
you.
There we go.
Okay,
Holy
I'm going to
crap.
say that you will all notice this one then. Because
Okay.
Dan hit the all of you got really high anyway, apart from Dan, but even Dan hit the target number I'd put there. Victoria looks horrified at the fact that you're casting magic.
I
Evelyn.
told you.
Evelyn.
It's
Evelyn.
a ritual
Your
blessing over the...
hands off.
I
the
I
coffin.
grab Evelyn from the back of collar, drag her round the casket, plonk her in front of Victoria, holding arms down by her side. Evelyn, apologise and explain before I juggle you. I love you to
That-
pieces, but explain.
That is a very good idea.
I look on confused.
Speaking in
Yes.
common now.
In common, I serve the Morrigan. I was given reason to fear that Uncle Eric may have delved into something by accident that may have prevented his safe passing beyond. I wished to be sure that that was not the case. The blessing is ancient among my people.
I see. I was afraid that you might be doing something else. I do apologise for the misunderstanding. Thank
would
you,
never
I
touch
guess.
Undead. I would never do anything to harm the dead. They
Yes.
deserve their rest, and it would interfere with the crone's way for all things.
Of
Such
course.
perversions are not to be tolerated.
Good.
Yes.
Now that you've apologised,
Do I need to roll persuasion to make it not sound horrific?
Well, considering the fact that you are actually technically lying through your teeth about what you were doing, I would like a persuasion check anyway.
I would also like an insight roll against that, please.
Yes.
I'm not
and-
doing badly on persuasion here.
Not bad, but she does get to roll against you. Which is just a basic wisdom check, if I remember correctly.
There is an insight
so-
check.
It's an insight check.
No, I
And to be
never
fair,
actually finished statting her.
I'm not actually lying because what I didn't elaborate on was the method of how I would ensure that he passed safely beyond if he had dabbled in something.
Yes,
Ah.
no, I know. I'm just the thing is, you were lying about what you were actually casting, which is the bit that is why I'm making her do this. But because of the fact that you did weave some truth into there, she will be rolling at disadvantage. And
I'm testing a theory while this is
well,
going
that's
on,
unfortunate.
So don't worry.
Yes.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
If this fails, could you roll a thing for me, please, Shiny? Because at this point, she's having to convince me as well.
Yeah, sure. You wanting me to again because the truth's been woven into it?
Not yet. I'm going to test a theorem.
Okay.
Tim's
Okay,
got a
let's see.
theory.
I've got a theory.
Bunny. There could be bunnies.
Okay,
So-
let's go. And that. Load up, please. I need you to work. Otherwise, I'm going to scream and throw something.
Okay.
Please do not scream and throw something. Actually, am I strong
Aha,
enough to
this
juggle
might-
the elf?
I don't know, and it's not relevant at this time.
Oh.
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay, what does 5 insight get me against this utter barefaced bollocks?
Well,
It's
consider
not
the fact that you're-
bare-faced bollocks.
Tim, that was a critical one, wasn't it?
Yes.
Holy crap! I don't
No,
even need to
that's
make
a
you roll.
5.
That was a critical
Hang on.
one.
Oh wait,
Hover-
no shit. Yeah, that's a crit fail. Oh no!
Rip.
Yeah, every word was
Oh,
every word
no.
was a word of truth. In this particular instance, yeah,
Oh.
I would have. You should have been
Oh.
rolling with disadvantage, but at the same time, that's the lowest you can roll anyway. So never mind.
Was I rolling it?
Oh.
I think I saw what she was doing. I pegged exactly what she was doing because I noticed the blessings.
Oh, that's a fair point.
Yes.
You wouldn't be rolling with disadvantage
So-
then, but you would still be. Sorry, I keep getting mixed up as to who
That's
speaks
still
what.
a crit fail.
That's still a crit fail. So as far as you're concerned, you
The
disbelieve the
sun is
spell
almost
that you.
shining out of her ass.
Well, no, it's more the fact that you identify that you may have mistook the spell that she was originally casting.
Hmm.
Do you-
Oh,
sorry,
no.
can I just
Oh
clarify something?
no!
What the hell?
What?
Tim, do you have any actual magical background?
I am a elemental style monk.
Okay,
I can
are you
say-
proficient in Arcana?
I don't think I have proficiency. No.
I'd make the argument that he would be unable to recognize exactly what spell I was casting.
I probably.
The
would have
roll
been
was
able to hear
sufficient
your
enough for me to identify
vaguely
it
elvish
anyway.
mutter.
It's fine right now, Mella. We'll, as I say, you've managed to convince him that he was wrong about the spell he identified anyway.
What I detected from you doing was that's magic. You're doing it over the coffin. That's not a good idea, dipshit.
Yes. Anyway,
That's why I came over and muttered to you in Elvish, why are you doing that?
Well,
Also-
I have this spell for 10 minutes and I'm still concentrating on it.
yes. Also, can I
Oh, well.
just ask someone to remind me at the end of today's session that I need to update Victoria's stat line because she's the only NPC that I've failed to stat.
You need to remember to update Victoria's stat line.
Later, Tim.
Also, what was the oh no about that I heard?
The oh no.
I heard someone go oh no.
That was Squeak. They've gone to. She's gone to the loo. I think.
They yes, she has yes.
No dear.
Right.
Okay, doke. So after
Um,
that drama,
Yep.
I will gently tap unpronounceable's name on the shoulder.
Unpronounceable being Evelyn, right? Yep.
Yes, Evelyn, thank you.
Yep.
And I even wrote it down with a handy how to say guide here. One moment.
Tim,
Yes.
this is entirely out of character. Don't be a dick.
No, that was actually I wrote down a how to pronounce this character's name because I will inevitably forget.
Oh, good.
Yes.
And I will address you in Elvish subtly. Magic at a funeral is not a good idea.
Among my
I
people,
understand your concerns.
in Elvish, among my people, it was the norm. I was to be
What?
a priestess, and I walk away.
I didn't actually hear what you said there properly.
Among my people, it was the norm to ensure the dead passed safely via holy means. And I walk away and go and sit in the corner.
Wonderful. It's around about this time, after everyone's had the chance to sit and discuss, that a gentleman who none of you appear to have interacted with, but you will recognise him, comes through into the main chamber. Samson appears to return behind him as well, returning to his wife's side. So I'll just send Mr.
So,
Willis
apologies for
up
that.
here.
So, because annoyingly, my phone decided to disconnect me from my Discord. So, I got amongst my people, and then I lost the rest of that. Mel,
Did you get it the second time around?
I got among my people.
Among my people, it is normal to ensure that the dead go safely beyond the veil through any means, through divine means.
What?
I
And
understand.
then at that point, I walked away.
The hood shakes. Not in anger, just as a kind of subtly disappointed head shaking. And he'll return to his seat and sit cross-legged on it. Or are we all
Right.
gathering around the bottom end now?
No, Mr. Willis has just entered the room and
done.
gone up onto the podium. The other
At that point,
individuals.
I rejoined my darling sibling.
I will go over and stand next. To
You
the
missed a small
half-orc.
argument. You missed. Can you speak Elvish?
Nope. I speak
Then,
Orcish.
then you understood
missed-
nothing of what was said between me and Tim.
There was a subtle grumbling between a hooded figure and your dear half. I forget. Half
The other
sister.
half of my humanity.
Wait, Tim. Your character's a mysterious hooded figure.
Yes.
Does that mean we shouldn't think about your mention the dog park?
The dog
references.
park
There
is
is no
not for you, Evelyn.
Oh dear.
Woof.
So, I will stand beside the half orc.
Oh, you want to stand behind the half orc?
Who is standing?
That one there.
Dan, what are you doing in all this?
Dan's moved into a position by the looks of it. So
He's
Miss Willis-
assumed a position with the other humans.
Normies at the
Willis-
back, non-regulars.
if you'll
I don't know about you lot, but I think them three are a bit mental.
ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention, please. My name is Jack Willis. I'm Eric's butler. I've been left with the duty of reading Eric's will for you all today. He's obviously composing himself, trying to maintain a positive looking outlook, I guess. He's not he looks upset, but he's trying to make it not obvious, which is making it more obvious, if that makes sense. So
So he's doing a piss poor job of holding.
sorry?
He's
You
doing
cut
a
off
piss
there.
poor job of holding himself together.
Yes,
He's
pretty
doing
much.
a piss poor job.
I got that. I got that. Sorry, you've got
I
a bit of
think
a
he's
delay
doing
there.
a piss poor job.
Oh shush. So So I suppose I should probably read this out as it affects each of you here today, with the exceptions of the house staff who are waiting at the back there. I'll read it as it is written in Eric's hand. I, Eric Wincroft of Wincroft Manor, Sledgehaven, in the Dukedom of Eris, revoke all former wills and testamentary dispositions made by me, and declare this to be my last will and testament. I appoint my loyal butler Jack Willis to be sole executor of this will. If anyone wishes to read this will afterwards, it is available. I will happily leave it for you to read. To Jack Willis, I leave my townhouse in Eris as payment for his years of service. To my dear friend Thomas Sanger, I leave my notes on our research and a trust of 50,000 gold to be used for the express purpose of continuing our research. To my 4 adoptive nephews and nieces, Alistair, Enfys Firebrand, Evelyn Nick Cumhale, Rurkan Ironkiller. I leave my house and its contents. I leave my house and its contents as they stand at the time of my passing, with the exception of those belonging to the staff or detailed otherwise in this will.
Yes.
To my sister Jacqueline Somervale, or her remaining descendants, I leave my remaining real and personal property whatsoever and wheresoever. I do believe I actually made that as a viewable. Aha! I did. At this time, I thank you for coming here today to remember Eric. He was a good man and wonderful employer who I've served for many years, as the will has clearly stated there. I hope that you all have fond memories of him yourselves, and feel free to enjoy the facilities of the house for the remainder of the day. I do believe some of you have got rooms already set to one side for the night, and carriage otherwise. He sort of glances over towards Jacqueline and Samson when he says that. If you have anything you need during your stay here, please do not be afraid to come find me. I will happily offer whatever help I can.
I look hugely confused. It's really kind of obvious that as soon as I heard the words to my adoptive nieces and nephews, I just sort of had this, I have a house now? Like, this is full on, I don't understand what the hell happened. There's a serious culture clash moment here.
Yep.
Evelyn, dear, I think we might have ended up I think we've become townies, Evelyn. Evelyn, we've become townies. Fuck, we become townies!
Evelyn is just going. Evelyn is still processing.
Error 404.
Error 404
We found
does
a
not
house.
compute. We own a
Error
house. What the
404.
hell?
There's a house.
Raise his hand. Excuse me, does this mean I own something here?
Yes, it does. You are one of the 4 benefactors of the house and its contents as it stands. As it says here,
Fantastic.
with the exception of anything owned by staff or mentioned otherwise in the will.
In that case, I'm going to bed. Maybe later. I don't know. I'll wait around for a few more minutes.
What is a house? What do we do with a house?
I have no
Redecorate it.
I don't. Just
It's not on wheels.
If you have nothing else to do with it, I have my own plans for this place.
we don't. I can't.
That's the house.
They would. I literally look at my sibling and just go. I can't burn it and move on to new pastures with the passing of every season.
No. And I thought we'd trained you out of that habit. After the first time you burnt down the carriage.
I move behind everyone and roll. Shit, I forgot what it's called.
What are you trying to do?
Listen in on everything.
Well,
Perception.
we're being quite loud. We're being
Yeah,
quite loud.
Yeah, the two siblings
This
are
is-
being very unsubtle.
I haven't cleaned
Also,
my
it
ears
should
in
be
5
noted
weeks.
at this point, they look nothing alike apart from the fact that they are both ginger and have a lot of
I have
freckles.
freckles.
Oh,
There's a
Well,
duck. There's there's a really beautiful fresco carved into the ceiling.
mine was
My
carving in
one-
rustic architecture.
That's a reference.
Hands up if you got that reference.
Yes.
Can't raise our hands. It's an audio only medium, you idiot.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, so with that being the case, you are obviously free to wander around, explore, do as you see fit. Dan, I'm guessing you want through the door then.
Are you going to? Are you going to go to file more bathrooms?
come with me, everyone, and let's see what we've got.
I follow
Yeah.
the barbarian who I think I've met twice prior to this, and to ensure that he does not ransack the house that I have suddenly inherited and now need to figure out what the hell I'm going to do with.
Yeah, no, I'm going as well.
Yep.
Alistair, for once, is actually
If
going to go
there-
with a group.
Whoa,
If
whoa, whoa,
there
whoa,
is a
whoa, whoa,
lesson-
whoa.
Oh, you want to go
Yes.
with? Okay.
If
We're
there is
all-
a
we're
lesson
all
we
saying-
must learn,
Whoa.
first you
trippy.
pillage,
Yep.
then you burn.
Shall we all
Indeed.
just sit on this table for 2 seconds? I need to figure out what the hell's going on here.
Yeah, let's do
That
that.
is a blessedly sensible idea.
See, see.
Thank you.
I
Right.
shuffle as far away from Alistair because he's been rude. As far as I'm concerned, he's been culturally insensitive.
You don't.
But-
Again, there's just a hood staring at you.
Are you two feeling alright? Do you want me to swap seats with someone, or...?
Please do swap
Fine.
seats with Mr. Skin Conditions if he keeps arguing with my dearest half sister.
I won't smite him. He's
he
not done
stands
anything
and
wrong.
just moves round to the other side without saying a word.
Oh no. I can see we are off to a rolling start.
I merely pointed out a simple fact. Magic at a funeral is not a smart idea.
Magic is a funeral that caused no harm. Should not be seen as much of an offence as either of you seem to have taken it as.
I'm not
I'm
taking
not
it as
taking
an offence. It's
offence.
part of my
I'm
culture.
pointing-
It's part of the rituals of my clan.
Did
and
I
my
miss something
people.
here?
Yes, but don't worry about it.
Yes, yes,
I sort
yes.
of
That was me in
gently
character.
pat Rakan's face because I think he's now sat beside me.
He is.
So I gently pat his face. There, it's fine. So we have a house.
Yes.
We have a house.
I have an idea.
We are
This is a
not burning
funny
house
idea.
down.
That wasn't my idea, but remind me not to do that later. No, I'm going to visit every door and see what's behind it. If I am allowed in, hooray! If not, I'll find a way in.
Check
If
for
you break down the
traps
door to my
first.
bedroom, I'm going to
Why
kill
on
you.
earth would the man trap his own house?
Well, it's obvious he's got, scientific research. It happens in all this good stories, funeral,
Those-
disaffected will.
I follow Rakan. I'm not leaving Rakan to go explore their own.
Hmm.
Before we go venturing off, he goes after them. I say we do at least discuss what we're going to do with this place properly.
First, we must assess the property.
There is a lot
Isn't
of
that what
property
people-
to assess.
Isn't that what people do when they get a house?
I think the first thing they do is at least think about what they could do with it.
I look at Edfis
It's
and
a
go,
house.
I just go, I don't. The clan burned. I don't.
Hmm.
I just seem really confused because I have
Shiny,
no
can you
idea
put me in the
culture.
room, please?
Oh, yes, so you want to go into the room.
Yes, I'm following.
Objects and tokens.
Generally, wherever they go, Alistair will follow.
You think I know?
This appears to be a cupboard.
Yes, there is no. Sorry, there is a light of some sort that you could. A magically empowered light of some sort you could possibly control.
I don't have a spell. I don't have the light cantrip. I don't have any
Is there a little
cantrips.
switch on the wall?
No, there's not.
There's
I
a
can use
panel.
prestidigitation.
Okay. Did Alistair just ask if there's a switch on the wall?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
There is a panel on the wall that
Um,
appears to have a mild glow to it.
I poke the panel.
I
Can you-
did not mean to cast prestidigitation twice, but I'm using prestidigitation because I can instantly light a candle or a torch or a small campfire.
Okay.
I'm
The-
hoping that there's
light-
one of the three in this room.
Yeah. A light of upon poking the panel, a light next to the door illuminates with a small magical glow about it. Not too strong, but enough to cast a bit of a light across the room.
Searching time? Searching time.
Okay. So you are exploring what
Search,
appears to be a small pantry. Not a pantry.
Okay, at that
a-
point, since it's food, it's
Yeah, it's not a pantry. Sorry, it's a workshop of some sort for the cleaning staff. Laundry
at that
room.
point
That's
I
the word
walk
I'm
back
looking
out
for.
the door.
Yep.
I walk back out the door and go through the door next door.
Okay then.
I am searching. I have searched. I have not found anything.
Not
Oh,
with an 8, no.
This is the bar. Ah,
Yes.
this is the bathroom I was trying to find earlier. That I got lost.
Yep.
Oh, for
Again, there's
crying
another
out loud.
panel on the wall.
I go back out the door because I don't want to see Rurkham do anything and go up to the next door.
Okay, where do you want me to
Follows-
move you to?
Just follow them.
Am I closing the door for you, Dan?
We are being.
I've done my
I'm
finished
closing
mission
the
and
door
left.
for Dan
Okay, that's fine.
and locking it for and
Look,
I go
Through the
through this door right beside
blindly
me.
going through doors is going to get us nowhere.
It will get us everywhere. Ooh, shiny.
I mean, do you even know what room you've got?
Is this an
Ooh. Ooh.
I'm not.
I'm
sibling?
gonna
What
have
is this?
I believe it is something to do with woo. I have no clue. I'm going to look at the pushpin board.
I'm going to search the desk.
I'm just going to stand in the room and look around.
We're being glared at disapprovingly. Do you want us to do
No,
a
You're not
perception?
getting glared at disapprovingly. I'm looking
Wait.
round, unaccustomed to the concept of owning this much.
This is. Do you want me to roll a spot check or anything, love?
If you're wanting to, are you investigating the area, spotting what are you doing?
I'm investigating. I'm just being a
Investigating.
nosy guy, really.
Okay, you can investigate through all the notes if you want.
Investigate.
Okay.
Investigate.
Your own fist, so that'll put you as that note there. Okay, you find some documentation as you are investigating. I'm now going to share.
Can you shimmy me into the room, please?
It'd be so much easier if I wasn't having to run a certain Tim around every 5 seconds.
I'm sorry for the fact I don't have a working PC.
There you go. I'm just going to do that because it'll move the observer behind you. Right, so save changes and for God's sake. Save changes, show to players. Boop. That is what you've just found, Squeak.
Criminy.
Found some of Uncle Eric's notes.
I have found I have no clue what the fuck that says. Only that there's
Excellent.
magic and feel.
Hmm.
I pocket that for someone a little more intelligent than me the next time round.
Okay.
We're looking for something that's got numbers. There's supposedly like 1 or 2 more volumes because I grabbed something from volume 2.
Okay. Dan, you've just gone
One.
downstairs, haven't you?
Yep.
Okay.
Did anyone see where the barbarian went?
He barbarianed off.
Do we want to leave him running around on his own? It'll be fine.
Oh, he'll be fine. He's a grown-ass adult.
Hmm.
I hear if I heard what's called, I roll precision to see what's called a grown-ass adult. Sorry,
At
that's
this dis-
persuasion.
At this distance, you are persuaded that you are a grown-ass adult.
Good. Now let me click the actual thing I wanted.
At this distance,
I did
you
not hear
cannot
what they
hear
said.
that. No.
Must have been the wind.
I want to go back up to that floor there. So I've got both of you in sight. So, as I say, if you're going anywhere, you want to go through doors, let me know about it so that I can actually affect that, open them for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going
Are
to roll
you-
my own perception check for this upper room.
Yep.
What's down here?
Down that corridor? Yep, go for it. Have a
It's
nosy.
This is clearly a room.
Clearly.
Yes, with a 7, that is clearly a room.
Good to know.
I spend my time admiring the simple and rustic architecture.
I come
Yep.
across a door, and I
You
knock
I've
on
left
it.
the room again.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I've got both of you on screen at the moment, so you don't need
Same.
to tell me when you're moving around too much. Just tell me when you're at a door you want to go through. Like Dan currently wants to go through a door, so I'm just going to open that up for him. I'm going to leave these doors
Sure.
open for the most part because there's no point closing them again. It'll just cause confusion.
Mel wants to go through the door. Well, Evelyn wants to go to the door through the door in front of Evelyn.
Okay.
Huh. Interesting.
Sure.
Lovely carpet.
I like how you're able to fly around the
Is
room
going
there.
to- Shiny.
Yes.
Alistair is going to go back out into the courtyard,
Yep.
and he's going to sit himself cross-legged on
Yep.
the center of that table.
Okay. I'm assuming this
And
is your
you
way of
with your
saying
responsible
that
adult.
you are going to watch other people move around.
This is my way of saying he's going to sit there and he's going to meditate.
Okay.
He
That's
has a lot
fair.
of thoughts buzzing around his head as to what he can do, and he needs to find out the most level-headed thing.
I'm going to
Oh, crap,
investigate
crap. Sorry. I dragged the wrong thing.
He will also be keeping a watchful eye out for what other people are doing on a periodic basis.
Yep.
I'm
Okay.
going to investigate this room that I've magically teleported in and out of it.
I apologise. I grabbed the wrong icon because it's not the most convenient
It's
of
fine.
things. So you're going to roll investigation in that room, you're saying? 6. Not really finding much there. You've sort of filtered through documents and paper, and it's researchy stuff, I guess. I like how you're flying there, Dan.
I would like to go through the door that was beside me because apparently my sibling has gone through it and I can't or whatever.
That's because of the... Okay, so...
Hang on a second. Lighting overlay. Kadik.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's-
Oh, I'm on the outside of the observatory.
Yes. Which, if I
Okay,
move
I
that-
go back inside.
Wait,
Well, oh,
it's
hang on a
actually a
second. What?
very...
Oh, I've got no observers upstairs. I've got no observers up there. Hang on a second. Let me just correct that.
Have you just brought the game?
No, I walked up the stairs and the texture failed to load.
Token layer.
Rip.
Boom. There we go.
Wait, so hang on. Is there supposed to be is there supposed to be stairs that go somewhere that isn't outside the building?
Well, those stairs went upstairs. There are some other stairs, which you can also get to, which are on the second floor.
Ooh.
But yeah, where you are at the moment, you can go upstairs. Dan,
We're
are
outside
you
at the
okay at the moment?
So I'm going to go back
Oh,
inside.
yeah, you're exploring that. Okay. Cool. I'm just gonna move that back down to
And
there.
I'm in the bedroom, and I'm going to roll on. Sorry.
That's fine.
I'm in the bedroom, and I'm going to sort of just do a sort of search of the bedroom.
Nosy,
This is the
nosy,
point
nosy.
where I'm going to discover that our darling uncle had some very interesting pastimes.
Interesting.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
especially seeing as you are currently in the servants' quarters.
Yep.
Have you
18 on the
found sex
investigation.
dungeon?
18 on the investigation. This is the servants' quarters. You find servants' things.
Okay, I leave I put them back exactly where I found them and leave.
Yep.
I then check the other two doors along this way. I'm guessing I find the same thing.
Let me just
You never know
pop
until
those
we
open
go
for
through.
you. Let me just pop them open for you. Wanting that one there and that one there.
This one it looks like a common room for the servants.
Yep.
Yes.
And and that's a. What the hell is that? Oh, that's an office. I'm going to
yes.
search the office.
Dan's just come back upstairs.
I found something
Sexy.
interesting. Maybe I don't. Where'd everyone go?
Am I within range to hear him saying that?
Found something interesting. You probably can if he's talking at the top of his voice. Everyone can probably
Are
hear
you?
that.
Which?
Normal
He's a
voice.
barbarian. Does he have any other tone of voice?
Normal
Because
voice
it's
or
not
cockney?
visible. That's what they're seeing.
I got another 18 on my investigation.
Another 18. You find the butler's office. It appears that there is paperwork covering finances and other such things that butlers need to cover. Yep.
That perception
Was-
is for hearing the I found something interesting.
You don't
I'm
even
back
need
out.
to roll for that, Tim. You can hear him if he's saying it out loud. For what he's saying,
I'm
is
going to
I
walk
am
back out of the
going
room and I almost walk straight into Rakan as.
Oh,
at
I'm
the top of
sorry.
the stairs.
I'll,
Sorry.
No, it's my
That small door in the butler's office. Can I go through it, please?
Yes, you may go through it once I can open it. Go ahead.
Everyone's bloody way.
You were saying you found something interesting?
I think I
Okay,
did.
that's-
There's a massive room with a chandelier and some red carpets.
That sounds like a ballroom.
That sounds like an entrance hall.
Are we
Whatever
going
I
it-
to
go
go
downstairs.
chandeliers?
Whatever it is. Oh, you've disappeared. I can't tell you the result of that game that just took place today.
You should be able to hear down the
was Bever-
staircase.
It was
I'm going
Beverly
to-
Hills 90210. They beat Manchester United by 3.
Who on earth are Manchester United?
Yes.
Shiny,
I
can you see where
used-
I am?
1 second. Are you staying up there, Tim?
No, I'll follow.
Okay, just checking. Sending you
you.
down to the next floor down.
Textures, thank you.
Oh, crap.
Yes, the textures might take a few moments to load in. If you have any problems, let me know.
I'm good
I
with
go
some-
through the door to my left.
You're going to the door to your left. Okay. I like how you're completely
I
ignoring
have
the.
no idea where I'm. Everyone's
Yep,
already
there you
pissed
go.
off.
Okay, I go to the door through the door that I am now right beside.
Okay, I love how your dark vision just gives you the ability to see everything. 1 moment,
Yeah.
please, while I drop a.
Hello?
While I give the observers your dark vision.
Not as good as Tim's.
Nope, superior dark vision.
I needed one of the observers in that room. I think, Sweetie, I think you're stood on top of one of the observers. Could you just move to one side?
Excuse me.
Wait, I can't. Why aren't they clicking? Ah,
Excuse me.
darn it! Oh, that's why. Because I never actually attached the observers to you. Helps if I actually attach an observer to you.
I will pet you.
Excuse me, you on the staircase.
Yes.
This room to my, well, sort of right.
Hmm.
There is. I feel like there's something
I'll just drop
interesting
that
in
in there
here.
for now.
I am not sure.
Show me.
Care to help me have a look?
Of course. I'm going to follow this.
Ah, not what I
Gentleman.
wanted to copy. You flipping.
As you can see, ladies and gentlemen of the audience, and any non-binary folk
D&D has
among
done
the audience as
so
well,
much better in paper form.
I
we
don't
are
know.
fully
We would-
prepared for our online digital D&D experience. We are going about this utterly seamlessly, and I think we're better at this than the Critical Role team.
Oh,
Don't
shit.
you?
Shush you! I know you're taking the piss.
We are taking the most ham-fisted approach, and I love it.
Yep. Tim, are you following Dan? Was that what was discussed?
I'm following this individual, yes.
I would
Okay.
walk through this door here, but I want to get some exercise in, so I'm going to take the other door.
Okay, there's nothing of interest in that room. I walk back out. We found the bathroom.
Yay! We can use the toilet.
I'm actually then going to go back to the first door I walked straight past with the weird shaped room and go
Yep.
through it.
Okay. Let me
You-
just
the door.
the dynamic lighting. This would be
Yeah, I'm in.
so
Let
much
me go through the
easier.
door, please.
There, door is open
Really
and
sorry.
door is open.
Sorry that I don't.
Jesus!
Door is
Looks to the
open.
right there.
There we go.
Oh,
Yay! Where the
This is the dining room.
Nope. You are
Parlour?
the room that you guys are in at the moment. I'll give a proper description of it. It's the top floor of what appears to be a library of some sort.
Wonderful.
This house is built weird.
This house is built spectacularly well.
who reads?
Me.
Me?
Literate.
You people are smart.
Okay, out of character moment. Dan, what's your intelligence score?
1.
No, what's the total number, not the modifier? So you've obviously got a +1 to it.
I think you've got like 12.
What's the little
haven't you?
number underneath it?
So you are probably
You're technically speaking more smart than the monk,
Yeah, 12.
but you don't know that at the moment.
I too am smart. I just remembered this.
And non-barbarians are literate.
is
See?
I feel like there's
all
some racism
barbarians
from. I feel like there's some racism from skin condition.
See?
No, don't say out
You.
of character. Aren't barbarians illiterate?
no, they're literate.
No,
if
that's
they're fed.
full-blooded orcs.
As I said, I found interesting things. I wonder what's
Yes, you
downstairs.
certainly have.
Who's going to find Uncle Eric's sex dungeon? This is the question. Sorry.
Lots
That's
of you.
going to be one to explain.
I'm going to get
Shiny.
bleeped in the VOD of this, aren't I?
No, we're not going to get believed. Shiny,
this is all- yep.
time check.
Oh yes, it is about 23 minutes. So what I'm thinking, you're all exploring at the moment, so it's probably a good point for us to actually here call it the night. You are obviously on the lookout for things, exploring the building, learning the facilities. I will hopefully be able to keep better track of everything when I'm not having to move Alistair around as much.
I'm sorry.
I'm not blaming you,
Tim,
Tim. I'm
mate.
just stating that I was trying to do like 3-4 things at once. I was going to be fine keeping
There we
track of
go.
players moving around, but
There we go. You're gonna have to bleep this. Come at me, Microsoft. This is all your fault.
Tim, you need to stop the cat peeing on the motherboard.
Fuck you! It's Microsoft's fault!
Totally, it's totally not
Come
you.
at me,
you and
Bill
the cat.
Gates, you bespectacled fuckwit!
This stream is sponsored by Microsoft.
It really isn't.
This stream sponsored by Xbox One.
No, it really isn't. I wish I had
God
sponsors.
damn it,
That would be
Tim.
wonderful. I'd actually have an income.
We could actually, like possibly get jobs that pay us more than minimum.
Yeah.
Holy
That's
Oh,
not what
shit.
we're here.
I'm
We're not
paid
here.
more than minimum
We're not here
wage.
to complain about that, though. So yes, in the last
Although
5
he
minutes,
certainly can.
yeah, the last 5 minutes, I think we'll sort of wrap it up here, just to make sure that everyone is aware of what's happening. So far, what have we done? We've sat, we've chat, and we've
Found someone who speaks ill of the dead.
yes, all the
I've
NPCs
managed
are
to
currently.
insult. I've managed to probably offend the entire any NPC within 200 feet of me.
Yep.
Well, any
Humans,
NPC with line of sight to me in the funeral near the casket.
Smooth.
Uh,
What have we learned? So, if we were to Dear Princess Celestia this, what have we
Oh,
learned?
No, we're not dear Princess Celestiaing this.
Okay, fine, dear director.
dear Morrigan,
No!
No!
Not the director!
dear Morrigan. Today I learned that humans are weird, and their cultural traditions are strange. Also, I have a house now. Help!
Dear orphans, I may have a new place for you all to live.
Oh no.
This
That's
is where we
exactly
discovered
what's
that
been running around Alistair's head. I can use this as a fucking orphanage.
Dear Gwyndon, today I learnt that my half sister has limited self control when it comes to magic. A deep, abiding weirdness that is, I now own a place that is cemented to the ground and doesn't have wheels. Mother's going to be interested in this. And still no closer to finding where the hell my father went.
Probably stuck with his dick
Dan?
in a cube.
Dan,
Dear
What is your
Agony,
take?
I still don't know what I'm doing.
It's fine. We'll get to the point where you probably understand what you're doing, but it may take some time as it's a learning process. Also, I love how the fact I've set this place up so it actually has magical lighting, and I've told you about the magical lighting, and only one person actually needs to use it.
we
Uh,
all
Anyway.
find dark vision apart from the blind little
the
human.
human.
So my takeaway from this is, dear
Man.
orphans, I have apparently come into a incredibly large house. I will speak to the other people who co-own it with me into potentially letting you
Goodnight.
live here.
Yeah, well, I'm actually just wrapping up.
After all, which one of
Okay.
you heartless motherfuckers is going to say no to giving orphans a home?
I'm true neutral. I don't care.
Right. So yes, with the last 3 minutes of this wrap up here, are you guys happy to continue this into next week then?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay
Oh
then.
god, yes. This is going to be hilarious.
It's the entire
Excellent.
adventure just going to be what's in this fucking house.
Well,
Yeah.
to be honest with you, I'm actually impressed with myself here because bear in mind, I normally run games that are anything up to 6 hours long. So I planned this with that style of mindset. So because of that, in fact, I was up till very late last night panicking about not having everything all done in time for this. Turns out I had another about 2 to 3 weeks worth to worry about half the stuff that I was worrying about because you've only just started
Okay.
exploring in 2 hours, and I'm actually really pleased that I've managed to get it to not necessarily drag out, but that it's going to take time. It's going to be an exploration. It's going to be an
Okay.
investigation.
For those of us who have work tomorrow morning at
You want?
stupid o'clock, can we
Yes.
please keep this short, snappy, and to the point? I love you.
It's finishing up anyway. Remember, the stream is to finish at past. So yes, thank you very much, everyone who is watching. Thank you, everyone who is watching this in the on the YouTube once it actually goes up on
Yes,
there.
I know. I'm going to bed.
And please
And-
bear with us.
Yes.
We'll get
In fact, I'll tell you
I
what,
will
you
get
guys.
better.
You guys can disappear. I will do the final wrap up here. If you while you're all disappearing. And okay. So
Okay, doke.
yeah, there we go. So
Good
I'm just
night,
gonna
internet. Sleep well.
Bye.
Right, so thank you very much for coming and watching this today. I've been Shiny Mike. I've been joined today by my good friends Mel, Squeak, Tim, and Dan, who have all been wonderful in helping me run this. If you guys want to see more, please leave comments in the description of the YouTube video that I'll be putting in, not the description, the comments, or even if you want to make any suggestions about ways I could take the plot, then I have, of course, got made Twitter, which is Shiny Mike Plays, I do believe. It's showing on the end card that I'll probably put up on this one. Other than that, thank you very much for joining me here today, and I will catch you guys next time.